with full moons and eclipse season, you want to know that there is a major amplification going on. So welcome to Moon and Me, and it's a full moon in Virgo, but it's in eclipse season, so it's now total lunar eclipse. And we've just had a solar eclipse not too long ago, just in the other cycle in the new moon. So what does it mean? It means that our lunar aspect of ourselves, which is our emotional aspect of ourselves, is being amplified. So anytime there's a full moon, you kind of get like a remembrance, and it's a kind of a thing that can spin out of control if you're not paying attention to the sacred information about it, right? Because there's no digital information that can ping you and awaken you and gift you your inner wisdoms like the universal cosmic dance of this whole vibration. There's no astronomy chart that can do that, and there is no astrological chart that can do that. It can bring you the information, but when the information is profound and gifted to you to awaken you, like the cosmic universe and the threads of awakening and the threads of love and that alchemy and the magical essence between mind, thought and spirit, when that all comes together, that's the sweet spot of it all. And we're kind of sitting there in a sweet spot because this full moon in Virgo and its direction is so telling of the grand opportunity of what really lies here. Even though it's very bold and it's very expansive, and the eclipse is expanding it and making it very profoundly, what's the word I want to use? Not innate. It's making it that it counts. It's going to be so strong that it counts for the next 6 months. So what can count for the next 6 months for you? What is it that's so important that will have a ripple effect for you to take and ride for the next 6 months? So full moons are great times of decluttering, letting go, surrendering, giving it up, or listening to what no longer serves you, right? And in the serving part, I want to make the connection of what Moon and Me brings you. Moon and Me brings you the remembrance and the system and the sacred connection to your rays of light. It's a beautiful system that has been probably hidden for many lifetimes or millennia or whatever, but it's in every book, kind of splattered and sparked out. But that ray of light and that thread there that Virgo carries, which is I serve, comes back full circle and tells you what are you emotionally serving that no longer is of a serving energy. It's now baggage. It's now weight. It's now a heaviness. And it's all got to do with emotional energy. And that's what this total lunar eclipse is about. So I want to tag on a little bit more. If you remember, you've received your wisdoms and your channeled information. But if you're not and you're just listening to this, let me give you some insight. Every direction has a frequency and vibration. Well, Virgo and this total lunar eclipse is kind of swinging at the lower pendulum, right? So in the swinging of the lower pendulum, think of it, that's north, this is south. Okay, so it's the south entrance of everything. South entrance of everything is your lower body. It's your lower manifestations of your lower world. It's more the mind, the ego, the judgments, the critical factors. So now let me tell you why this is important, because if Virgo's right there in like the south side, if I was in astronomy or if I was an astrologer, I would call it the south node, right? That's what they talk about. Okay, well, what sits there? What sits there is the shadow aspect of self, right? So Virgo's shadow aspect, and just remember, every sign, every zodiac sign is a positive and negative. You in your own tree of life, which I spoke about in our fire horse workshop, right? I spoke about there is an aspect that is a negative and a positive. Well, Virgo and every other zodiac sign is a positive and negative. Let's look at the south side of Virgo, and everybody has Virgo. You have Virgo somewhere in your 12 aspects of self. It's sitting in one of your houses. So you're going to be pinged with it. You're going to be pulled into it. Why? Because it's about the critic. It's the one that's criticizing you. And what about if it's you that's criticizing yourself? Right? This is the inward aspect of this opportunity. And that's why I say this is such a gem. It's such an important time. Because in truth, what is here for you, and this is why we're doing the videos, and so that you can get the language. Yes, it's a time to let go and surrender and clean out your cupboards and pick one cupboard, one drawer, one file in your mind, one emotion that is tormenting you, and let it go. But you can't just let it go. You have to kind of understand you are the one that's holding that judgment maybe on yourself. You're the one that's holding that critical eye on yourself. Okay? And so that's the shadow aspect of Virgo, when it's over analyzing, over being the over perfectionist, but it's more the judgment. Why am I bringing up judgment? Because judgment has a boomerang effect. Judging yourself, judging others is going to cut those cords on you, right? And that's that energy that's very tricky, and you've got to have discernment, and you've got to listen to your intuition.
What do you mean it cuts the cords on you?
So it cuts the cords, it cuts those threads, okay? And
what does that mean?
So it means that we are threaded by a divine essence. How we connect, how we see, how we speak, what pulls our heartstrings, how we create. Our true desire is your greatest gift and thread of creator energy. How many people don't know what? The question is, do you know what you want? Do you really want what you want? Do you have a wake up energy that you wake up in the morning and you know what you want? Only once you've got momentum and you start seeing the results of what you put an effort into, and it kind of lights up your bulb, and you get the ringing of, this is great, this feels good, this is awesome. Dude, the juices and that energy, it kind of moves everything away, and you go, I want more of this. Because that's the other aspect of that addiction, right? That's the other aspect of that numbness. That's why it's so critical, because we are breaking into a new era, but yet this ending has to be so gentle. It cannot be hardcore. It can't come from in a sense of aggression or judgment or a critical factor. It's got to, the more you can transcend and transition your ending with gentleness, like a gentle cleansing, a gentle understanding that trauma, okay, in your body, in that memory, because what it's going to do, it's going to play over and over and over. Eclipse seasons and full moon seasons and cycles and lunar cycles, they wake you up so that you can eventually release that energy or that fragment or that segment of self that no longer serves you, so that you can evolve. The mind is never going to do that. You've got to understand that. The mind is a library. It's a computer. It's churning. So the more you can get into your heart, okay, the more you can understand, here is your opportunity. But there's a fine passageway. It's like a corridor, right, that comes in between you, your mind, and the way you truly feel. And it's called your wisdom. And that's like your wisdom box. It comes from you understanding you're worth it. You understanding that you have a sacred passage to your own inner wisdoms. There's no book, there's no program, there's no teacher, there's no guru, there's no psychic, there's nothing out there that has that power over you. That's why I love this work. I love Moon and Me, because you learn to ride these lunar cycles and you learn to understand how important these threads of light and these rays of light really are. This is a critical time right now. This full moon is to be done now. not weeks ago, not next week, right now, as the energy starts transcending and moving. Because why? In the South Node, there's all the lower gateways of wormholes, and you're starting to see them in the skies, in the ground, heaven and earth connecting, because there's an interaction. There always has been between the dance of positive and negative, good and there's no good and evil or bad and evil. That's not like that. But the positive and negative have to come into balance so that there can be equilibrium for you to open up your heart's true channel. And that's what's here. This full moon in Virgo, in everything of its pendulum, is saying, overcome your emotional lower aspects of yourself. Let go of the memory of that mind, of being a perfectionist. Let go of things being in order, because the past no longer can be in order for you. You have to let go of that. And we have a tendency not to do that because our body has been our transmitter. The nervous system has been our communicator. We haven't been listening to our emotions. And we've been hoarding, and we've been building up, and we've been packing. So we kind of need to unpack, reorder, reset, and realign, like in a 3-step count versus an 8-step count. So everything is now far more contained. That's why the gentleness is a gift. And so I want to give you an example. Anything that's from the shadow lower side, it's a side. It's the side effects. Once you know the side effects of each of your signs, like for example of Virgo, which is the full moon in Virgo, right? The gifts lie in the positive side. So you have the side effects and you have the gifts. What are the gifts of Virgo? It's I am thread is I serve. So it's very simple. You grab that information, you connect the dots, and you take it higher. What emotion could you have that can actually serve a true desire of yours that will carry you for the next 6 months? Why? Because it's eclipse season, it's a full moon lunar cycle, it's the cosmic intelligence. These are not programs, these are not, this is not astronomy, this is not astrology. This is universal spiritual truths. This is like the gift of God giving us this information, and we gather it. Use your AI to give you the words that you need to get there, but use your wisdoms, if you can, all right, to tap into, unlock your truth. So that once that memory of that past is woken up with enough truth, then that's what this moon cycle is all about. It's about you opening up in a gentle way to receive this gentle cleansing and allow yourself to move to the other side. Because Virgo, and the symbol of Virgo is to serve. We all are here to serve a higher good, not our lower self. Look at the magical essence of just that information right there in Virgo. She's intuitive, she's beautiful, she's a healer, she's packed for victory, she's intelligent, she's smart, she's compassionate, she's all those incredible things that we all have, and that's the signal of this full moon. Okay? That's the beauty, that's the gift, that's the essence of Moon. Unlocking and unpacking and organizing yourself, that you're able to understand each cycle as we move through this very fast, steady pace of this energy that brings in the fire that is needed to transcend us and move us into other realities. Our past reality is no longer serving anybody. It's not who we are, it's not where we come from, but it is an experience. But it's only an experience once you open up your heart. And that is the message of this total lunar eclipse. Now we can say, is it a blood moon? What's the symbolic meaning of that? But also you've got to look at the science of it. So bring the science and the mystical side of it, so you don't get lost in the torment of the end of days. Put an end to the days that have tormented you by choosing something that you can serve with a sense of peace within you. And that comes from you knowing who you are. And these cycles are supporting that. So the information is profound, it's magnificent, it's a cleansing time. Declutter those feelings that you've been harboring or carrying. Pay attention to your choices. Listen for discernment. Look to the signs. Learn to interpret them, not what somebody else is seeing. I can tell you right now, if I tell you close your eyes and picture a greenhouse, my greenhouse, your greenhouse, and everybody's greenhouse is not the same. So what they see for you is not what you need to be seeing for you. So that no longer serves you. So you have to learn to also bring yourself into your core, but also know that you're transcending, you're growing, and you're expanding. And this total lunar eclipse, which is an end of a season, okay, also kickstarts Pisces. There's so much Pisces energy around you. And Pisces is trusting your grounding, trusting your space. But if you know that you're walking into a space and the space doesn't feel right for you, grab a cloth, get some water, fire up a stick, and fire up solver. Purify your space, purify your mind, clean the space out, and then tune into, so that you feel grounded, centered, and calm in your center with all of this moving energy, because that's what Pisces brings. Pisces has so much information for you. It's moving energy, and when the energy starts getting murky, it's emotions that you probably carried. And just remember, if you're dealing with family, if you're dealing with husbands and siblings and offspring and children, you're carrying the energy, because we are lovers of our own creations. We're gonna carry it consciously or subconsciously. Recognize the fear. Start separating it. You can water down fear, but fear has to move, because fear is looking for fear. And either you're keeping on doing this to keeping the fear away, or you're building up on something that you know, that's in your heart, that is powerful and moves that fear and breaks that fear and transcends that fear from an inward space of your inner power and light. That is just the time we're in. So take a moment in the morning, lunchtime, at night, pray for guardianship. Pray for guardianship. Ask, what are you serving? And have discernment. Go higher than you normally do. Ask for guidance, ask for protection, ask for signs, ask for your divine truth, because it's worth it, and so are you. So what a great full moon, and I just feel very, very blessed, and I recognize my own vulnerability as a healer, as a friend, as a sister, as a mother, as a wife, as a community leader, as a business owner, as everything that I am. I have a responsibility. Just check what your responsibility is for you. All right.